Hello, and welcome back to season 3 of the long-awaited Like Father, Like Son. I am actually doing this episode from a beanbag. That's how comfy we are. That's how we're rolling in season 3.
This is gonna go bad because I was looking at it just now and thinking that is way too comfortable. You're just gonna like halfway through be like, oh.
Well, I wanted to say to the audience, sorry if you hear any rustling, because that will be me on my very comfortable beanbag. I had to make that very clear, you know.
It's good. It's good.
Painting pictures with our words. That's how we do in season 3.
Wow. Wow. Already people are saying, not for me.
So, as always, I've got my dad, Mark Ritchie, here with me. Anything going on? How you doing? You good?
Oh, is there it? I have got quite a lot of things to chat about.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, when somebody told me the other day that they were talking to me and they'd not really had a lot of human contact for a while, and they were literally just talking 20 to the dozen really fast, very energized, very excited, and just kept saying, I'm really sorry, I've not really seen people. I'm really sorry, I've not really... And you're like, okay, let's just
I feel like that is something, like even doing this, it's a bit kind of like, oh, I've forgotten how to do it. Like, that's what lockdown's made me...
And I mean, because it's such a craft. It's such a craft.
It's such a craft putting up 2 microphones and chatting utter rubbish.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, guys.
Exactly. Sometimes I just have to have a bit of a lie down because I'm like, talking rubbish is not that easy.
How more interesting can we make this?
Yes.
That's always what I'm trying to think, you know.
So I've got a little story for you, my man.
Okay, hit me with it.
Well, I definitely don't want to get sued, so I'm going to be very careful.
Right. When we said season 3, we said, like, let's just be sensible, let's make it fun, let's make it interesting. And the first thing that you're coming out with is let's not get sued. Do you know what I mean?
So we're going to, before this whole thing, we're just going to have to keep on using the word allegedly, yeah? I'm just going to have to say, allegedly, I am speaking. Everything's going to be allegedly, right?
Brilliant.
So, allegedly, there is this thing, I don't know if you've heard about this, but do you know Gummy Bears? Gummy Bears. So,
I am aware of the sweet that looks like a gummy bear. Yes.
Yes. Well, Gummy Bears, which I think are made by Haribo, and if you're listening, Haribo, you know, send us anything.
That literally, we would be paid in sweets, wouldn't we? I'd be happily paid in sweets.
That would be
happily
amazing.
paid in Haribo. That'd be awesome.
But when you hear what I'm about to say, I don't think they're going to be sending us so much sweets, but more like some legal action.
Oh, no.
No, Haribo, we love you, and it is only allegedly.
Sorry, can I just say that this is really comfortable?
Oh, my good. People are not interested in your seating arrangements.
It's great, though. Like, if you've not got one, get one. That's what I'm going to say.
You're selling beanbags.
I'm selling beanbags.
If you are a company that sells beanbags, could you... No, we don't want loads of beanbags. Could you imagine that? The postie just bringing every day a new beanbag. I mean...
Well, your house would be constant. You'd have to hoover all the time.
Those little
white beads.
Beads, yeah. What are they called?
I don't know, but I've looked around and there's quite a few the floor.
I mean, I've never met a beanbag. I've never met a beanbag that doesn't leak.
What, that talks?
I've never actually met a beanbag that just doesn't leak.
Yeah, like they all kind of claim to not leak.
They all
leak.
Just like if you're a beanbag guy, just go with that. Say, oh yeah, it leaks horrendously.
Well, there should be a thing in place that that can fix your beanbags. So like there's like a little warranty, which is like, if you start to leak, don't worry about it. We'll fix it.
Well, I never knew that season 3 was going to be about, hey, if you do make beanbags, we're your guys.
I feel like we're going to call this the tangent series.
This is going to be the tangent of all tangents. But anyway, back to Haribo. Haribo, apparently they're not even selling these now, but they were selling sugar-free gummy bears, right?
Okay.
And, well, I've heard stories now from a few people that have had these, I then also went on to like Amazon reviews, which can I just say you should go on.
Yeah.
Even if this is not true. I think it is true, but even if it's not, it's still worth going on there just to see people. So basically, sugar-free Haribo gummy bears have got something in them that just means that after half an hour after you've had them, your stomach just literally erupts. You literally have an explosion in your tummy.
Really?
And yeah. So there's just story after story of like people, literally like a guy who's just writing, says, had a packet of them, was on the train, spent the whole journey in the toilet of the train. Like the whole, he was going, I think he was going from somewhere.
How many packets did he have?
No, he had one packet and he was going from Darlington to London.
I love the way that when I went, I said to you, go and research some stories so we can have a little laugh on like Father Like Son.
I've done it.
You've really researched.
Darlington to London, and basically he's on the toilet the whole journey.
If you've researched properly, how long is that journey?
Oh, I don't know. Why would you do that? 3.5 hours, I reckon. But what? That is just brilliant. Like
so they're basically like laxatives.
Yes, and like those gummy bears, they're just so innocent looking.
What have they put in them?
I do not know what's in there, but apparently, I mean, Amazon reviews, people, all kinds of different stories. Somebody on a plane, and that's a bad place to have an eruption, wouldn't you say?
You wouldn't pick it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those.
We get to choose.
Yeah.
Where would you like to have?
I just think it's like an interesting. Yeah, a train's not the one, is it? It's really not. Those. I don't even like having a wee on the train, if I'm honest.
But you should use a toilet. I've said to you.
What is that? Oh, good.
I've said to you for ages. It's embarrassing when I'm with you and you do it. But
I mean, speaking of like Amazon reviews and stuff like that, there's been a lot of stuff obviously on social media that's been quite funny, and it like links into one of my stories that I've come away with, and it's basically the other day. This sounds a little bit strange, and maybe you'll go with me, maybe you won't, but I just went on like Donald Trump's Twitter just to have like a bit of a laugh. Like if I just went on it and
that is. Can I just stop? Just pause for 1 second. Those words. I went on just for a laugh. I mean, he's not he's not a statesman, is he? I mean, people go on his stuff to have a chuckle. They don't go on to be inspired to be a great man.
And the reason why I did this was because one of my friends said to me, they went, "Oh, do you know what, Jordan? I'm starting to quite like Donald Trump." And I went, "Oh, like, really? Like, that's not like it." And he went, No. Like, honestly, I wouldn't want them as president. I just think he's quite a funny character. And you never really know what he's going to do next. And the reason why I'm trying to say this is that basically there's a new Borat film that's come out with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
And he basically like just takes the mickey out of like Donald Trump and stuff like that.
Right.
And honestly, it's so funny.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
The way that they like create, like the way he creates these characters and then like tricks people into like just saying like certain things is just so funny. Like, have you ever seen much of his stuff?
Yeah, I've seen a few bits and bobs, but
with like Ali G and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is going back a little bit, but I obviously saw when he did the interview with David Beckham.
David
and Victoria Beckham, and that was pretty funny. Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. I mean, what, like, you know, we said when we were doing season 3, we're gonna just as the wind takes us, Haribo, the wind. Oh dear,
not the way the Haribo takes us.
Not the way the Haribo. Because you've talked about Donald Trump. I was just about to say about the Haribo thing. Is I think I've told you this story before, but I absolutely love it. But when we first got our dog Barney, which is quite a long time ago.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, Barney's no longer with us, and Jordan, to say that he's not grieved properly.
Well, I just think, you know, lockdown's come about, right, guys? Yeah. I want another dog just for, like, something to do.
This is not what the show is about, my friend.
So, like, what I want is the people of Like Father, Like Son to get in contact, to break my dad's hard heart, and to get us a new dog.
But now we've got onto the dog, and we really are just allowing the wind to take us wherever. Yeah, I was in a situation where I was with a young person, one of my daughter's friends, and she was like chatting away, and she was obviously talking about the dog and the dog having died. And do we think we'll get another dog? And I just said to her, so she's about 18, and I said to her, oh, I don't know. Like, dogs, they can be a bit smelly, and I'm just not sure we want that. And this 18-year-old girl just straight back went, oh, yeah, your house did smell. And it was just like, you know, when you're like, okay, love, okay, I'm allowed to say my house smelled a bit, but you're not allowed to say my house. That's not okay, is it?
No, it's not great. And I mean, like, Barney, he did kick up a bit of a smell towards the end of his
he smelled of
career.
Death. He smelled of death for about the last 5 years of his life.
Yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't great. But I would say Mum needed to invest more in Febreze. I don't think there was enough of that.
If you're a company that's called Febreze and you want to send us any stuff.
I've realised that we've got this weird theme that goes through like Father Like Son. And that's us trying to leech off companies for sponsorship.
Well, so far we've got
we don't
loads
really
of
want.
sugar-free Haribos, which we don't want any of them.
And Febreze.
And Febreze, and also beanbags.
Oh, yeah, guys.
What a collection. But let me just tell you the thing about little connection between the dog and the... When we were just saying there, Haribos, sugar-free, you don't want to be having internal eruptions on a train. One of the best stories I've ever heard, my dog was a puppy. I was in Manchester. I was chatting to my mate, Trevor. Trevor had just got a little golden Labrador, and he was training it to be a guide dog. So actually, he did the first year with it, and then it goes over and it looks after a blind person, and amazing, right?
Yeah.
And all good. But he had a great story. He says that one part of the training, he's got to take this puppy in to supermarkets, and obviously they've got to get used to that. And he said that when they got to the supermarket, they were in the revolving door at the big, and the dog decided to, let's just say, have a sugar-free Haribo moment, yeah, and downloaded right in the
So it's in the revolving door,
in the
right?
revolving door,
And it's just going round
round
and round.
and round and round. Just
Well, I feel sorry for the employee that's had to clean that bad boy up. Because they go in, like, they must feel a bit sick because they're just in this
Do you think
roundabout.
they're not in the thing going round with it, just round and round, mopping it up as quick as they can?
That's a lot of Febreze, That's a lot of
is,
Febreze.
that is. So my next question, and I was just chatting with a few friends, and this just like kind of surprised me. This couple were just talking, and they just out the blue said that when they were on like their second date, they went to a restaurant, and
Are they now happily married?
they're now happily married. Their kids are grown ups, all good. But when they were on the second date, he thought she was paying. She thought he was paying. And he just turned to her and went, I've not got enough money for this meal. So they've had a full meal and they've not got enough money to pay. And literally, he said to them...
It's a bit of an awkward moment, that, isn't it? How did they get out of it?
Well, this is the bit. He said to the restaurant owner, I've not got enough money. I've got some money, but I've not got enough money to pay. And the restaurant person went, well, what are you going to do about it? And he said, we don't mind doing the dishes. We don't mind doing it. That is...
Why did he... What was his... if you do 8 hours, yeah, that's a total of £7 an hour, that'll be you done.
If you do 8 hours, that'll clear your onion rings.
That imagine it's as well like that last bottle of wine's just really... that's another hour of washing pots, really. I didn't want that.
What? I mean, I've heard that obviously it's like a little joke, innit? Or
yeah, but I've never heard anyone say that
say it to a restaurant. So I obviously said, well, what did the restaurant say? And they were like, oh, the restaurant were just absolutely and totally like, get out. And I'm like, Well, that's kind of cool. I'm going to
So
start
you've
doing...
paid for half the meal or something.
And so he put what he had down on the table, and they weren't like, just get out. And I'm like, brilliant. I'm going to start doing that. That's amazing.
no.
Scottish Mark Ritchie.
Eat out to help out, and you're
Eat out to help out. It's like, listen, you know that £87 meal I was eating? I've got £4.50. Get out. Okay. See you next week.
I mean, where would you first place you'd go?
Oh, definitely a nice, lovely Indian restaurant. Just
Really?
Like, yeah.
Have you had much Indian recently?
Well, no, because I've kind of basically like been doing loads of cooking at home. And obviously,
Yeah, I've been eating it.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I said that to you. Like we've never met each other. I do quite a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
You
been
are
doing a lot of
such
curries,
a
haven't you?
harsh critic.
Oh, give it a rest.
You really are. Honestly, I cooked this curry yesterday, and it had got kale in it. Yeah, to all our.
Was it a Goan one?
Yeah, it was a Goan curry.
I called it a Genoan.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I've just realised that go and use the toilet. It's a go and use the toilet curry.
I'm sure
can
the
only
younger
officially apologise for that.
the younger audience would have probably found that quite funny.
Yeah, and that's where I'm headed. 12s and unders, just kind of they make them laugh. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
can make them laugh.
Okay, moving on. Yeah, no, you've been doing a lot of cooking. I mean, actually, that again ties actually quite nicely into my next thing that I was going to talk about. Is obviously the two things that I'd got down is obviously I've moved home, sure. You know, how have you found that, first and foremost?
Yeah.
I would like to say I've been a bit of a joy and a privilege, and something that you've thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the other one is that a little side note is that obviously I've kind of got into Australian Masterchef for you guys.
Yay! We
It's
love
got me
a bit
now.
of Australian Masterchef.
But just like, I don't know when this comes out, I think we're going to be in tier 3, shall we say.
Yeah.
But when we were in tier 1, I think, when I was allowed to go around to my friends' houses, it just a quite a funny story is that we were around and, you know, we were sitting and chilling, watching the TV, and it was about like 11 at night or whatever. And his dad came in to like say good night to us. And I started laughing because I you know, the thing that we were watching, yeah, it was just a little bit funny. And so he's looking at me a bit like, oh, like what's the big deal here? And then we had to pause Great British Bake Off.
Oh my! I thought when you said a little bit funny, I thought you meant some horrendously violent film.
Now I've really got into it. Really got into the Great British Bake Off.
Oh my goodness!
It's
He's
funny because
come
this
in and
season
there was 3 of you. How old were you? And
so you got
mate?
me and my mate and his brother, and so
3
like
young guys.
yeah, 3 young lads watching Great British Bake
puff
Off.
pastry.
It was
Let me just
pastry
say
week
again:
last week.
puff pastry.
I mean, yeah, I've really got into it.
Oh,
They really messed up the brownies this year.
Oh my goodness!
I would. The funny bit about it is this year's contestants haven't been great. Let's leave it at that.
I know there's an interesting thing. Would you put yourself forward for something where you know deep in your heart that you're like not actually that amazing at it? Do you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Like, I know there are certain things that I just be like, I'm not very good when it comes to general knowledge, right?
No,
so
like,
I'm
yeah.
just not going to do any kind of quiz. I just wouldn't. Why would you do that? And then it's like, if you're not great at baking, why have you put yourself? I mean, that's mums just going, oh, love, you put you they're just encouraging.
I find it interesting watching, you know, these cooking programs and these baking programs with mum. Because she kind of constantly feels that she can do a lot better.
Better.
And I always just find that quite funny because I'm always a bit like,
it's very
Would
funny
ya?
because we've not eaten a proper meal from her for years. have we?
Oh,
I
no.
really hope she doesn't listen to this one.
she is going to listen to it. She's the only, she's one of
She's
the 5.
the only one that does. What's wrong with us? The only people that listen to it and we abuse them.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is actually quite funny. You are
Yeah.
right with that.
yeah.
But yeah, they've just been quite funny. But like, I've just really got into cooking programs recently.
I know.
And I don't know why.
Australian Masterchef, they're just so positive. You know, like they're just like literally the judges say that sausage roll is horrible. It tastes terrible. The texture's rubbish. You've completely messed that up. And the contestants just go, oh, thank you so much for the feedback. I mean, I would be literally like, I'm going to take this sausage roll and shove it up your nose, yeah? Let's see how it rolls in.
Yeah.
How it rolls. What?
That was quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that speaks to you and your anger issues through the years. And that's been something that I've, through this podcast, have tried to help you with.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
I would like to sit me and my beanbag of tried to...
the beanbag of wisdom.
The beanbag of wisdom. We've collated some of your stories from your past. You know, we're walking through them. We've got onto Masterchef. That's good. We've got onto cooking. That's good. We're getting through it, you know. I always just like to, you know, record them just for purposes and pretend like there's an audience. But, you know.
How do you do with super positive people, though? Because on the Australian Masterchef...
Imagine, not well.
Australian Masterchef, they are the most positive human beings in the world, aren't they?
They're
just
pretty
so,
up
and they
there.
encourage each other. They're just always saying lovely things. And then it's quite funny because since you've arrived in our house, you've obviously got British Bake Off, and the difference between the contestants, because you can just see them, you know, grumpy Shirley from Dudley, she's not having it, yeah? she's not giving it all positive vibes. She's
what's the main dude? When
Paul, what's
Paul,
his face? Yeah,
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Is it
that
Hollywood?
Hollyworth. Something. Paul Holly, yeah.
Hollington.
When he...
No, it's not Hollington. But we'll
Paul
leave it at
Havercroft.
The thing is with Paul, he's all a little bit nice, and then he is a bit like, that's raw, that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
This is too much. Like,
And Shirley from Dudley, she's like, listen, I've cooked it, eat it, eat it.
well, I feel that that's a bit of a British kind of culture, isn't it?
No, listen, I've put a bit of effort in here. You'll eat it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's raw at the bottom.
Yeah.
And what you're going on about soggy bottom, I'll give you soggy bottom. I just love it. The difference between, because the Australian, I mean, I feel like the Australians, that would begin to wind you up after a while. Just too positive.
Well, when we went to Australia, like,
did?
I must admit, it was kind of like...
You did start speaking.
All right, mate. Let's go.
Every question, every sentence you said sounded like you were asking a question.
Where are we going?
That is a question, you idiot.
Oh no!
We're leaving that in.
We are so
Everything you
leaving
said
it in.
sounded like a question,
Well,
and then you actually said a question.
I would say, like, I'm going to be honest. I really, really liked Australian, like, people, like, because they were almost like English sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
Very down to earth.
Yeah.
But just positive.
Yeah, that
Whereas
is actually true.
English people, you kind of get the sort of like.
Shirley.
Don't get me wrong. There are positive.
Shirley
people.
from Dudley, she needs to give it a rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like, oh, it's hot in this tent. Love, you're going to get a prize at the end. Grow up.
Oh right, Great British Bake Off.
What did you think?
I don't know. I went to like a random woman on Facebook just ranting.
Why?
She's in a tent.
Shirley from Dudley on Facebook. What?
I just post back. Well, get out the tent, love. Anyway, I don't know why I went with that side of things, but good.
Wow.
It's season 3, everyone. It's going anywhere.
Season 3 is going with the wind. So my last thing I would like to bring up, and then, you know, this plane is beginning to land.
It's beginning to land. Sure.
And if you've had any sugar-free gummy bears, you're glad it's landing because you spent the whole time.
Your time's up.
I hate when the toilets and airplanes do that thing where they go, you know, I don't like that.
Yeah, do you know what I actually did? Right, last little
story. I can tell by your forehead this could be bad.
I don't know what my forehead's doing.
It's telling me stuff.
Okay. Anyway, so basically one time, I don't like that noise either, right? So I open the door, and then they give you, like, if you press the button, right, you've got like a second of like getting out the cubicle and walking out back to your thing. So you're kind of far away from the noise. So I did it, but I did it so quickly that I'd open the door and basically that noise had come. But the thing is there was like 2-3 like air hostesses just like there.
Oh.
And they all got quite annoyed at me because it isn't quite loud, annoying sound.
Yeah, it is.
And so they were like, oh, shut the door next time. And I was kind of looking at her a bit like, but that would foil my master plan here of me being 3 or 4 rows down the plane before that bad boy noise is on. And so I was kind of looking at her like,
wow, you actually thought that through.
I've thought it through.
It's horrendous that you've given that much time and energy to think, oh, it's just that noise though. Do you know what I mean? And
it's not a nice noise.
It's not a nice noise.
Anyway, go on.
No. So I would love to end chatting about a lady called Laura. Now, Laura, yeah.
Okay.
Let's just say I've read a little bit about Laura. And Laura is on all of the media because she's been having what she likes to call fakeaways. Fakeaways. Right. Now I can see your forehead is already communicating to me.
Yeah, it's just saying we've already used the word legislation today. Let's keep it to the one time.
So basically what it is that this lady, she's lost loads of weight during coronavirus pandemic lockdown season because she's said, I've started making fakeaways. And what she's done is her favourite takeaways, she's doing her own version. And they're all giving it some about, and it's much, much less fatty and it's a lot less calories. It's none of that. I'll tell you what it is. It's because you've taken your favourite takeaway and you've made it in your kitchen and now it tastes disgusting. And guess what? You're not eating quite as much of it because, do you know what I mean? It's
right.
like you've got, I'm going to make that massive chicken tikka masala, but I'm going to do my own version. Oh, it tastes absolutely horrible. I only want 2 spoonfuls. No wonder you're losing weight, love.
I feel that you've just seen something on social media. It's riled you up.
It did rile me up because she's giving it some. She's like, oh, I make my favourite Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I do my own style. What's that then, love? Just like chicken from the supermarket on your plate. Oh, it doesn't quite taste the same as KFC.
Yeah.
No. Do you know what? You get what I'm saying?
No, I know what you
wonder
mean.
You're losing weight. She's like, oh, I love a Chinese. Now I'm losing weight because every time I cook Chinese, I'm just not eating quite as much of it. No wonder you're not eating as much of it. It tastes like coal.
I say I'll leave us on this last thing is that Kezia said something quite funny the other day.
Your sister and my daughter.
Yeah.
My beautiful daughter.
Well done.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want a medal for that. Do you know what I mean?
For identifying the relationship, yeah.
She said something quite funny. She was obviously like, lockdown, tier 3's coming, all of that stuff. And she said, like, we need a Chinese to make us feel better at the end of the week. And that made me laugh because I thought that is just your way of getting across that you want a Chinese. Do you know what I mean?
Using a little bit of emotional blackmail.
Yeah.
Just sort of saying, oh, I don't know if I'll get through the weekend if I don't have a Chinese. But don't you agree with me, though? Blooming it, losing weight, fakeaways. What a load of rubbish. And it was like,
I'm on the fence with this one, I'll be honest.
She's on about, now I do my own pizzas. Yeah, guess what? Again, no one's buying them, love, are they? No one's coming around to you and saying, oh, can we give you some money for that? Because it looks amazing. No, because they're rubbish. No wonder you're losing weight.
Okay. And that's all. That's been all for your therapeutic session. More again next week, yeah?
Wow.
Where you can rant on something.
I'm glad
that you've
she's
seen
lost.
on
She's gone down a few dress sizes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. This has been season 3.
Yeah, season 3, Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
We're just going wherever the wind takes us. And it's normally...
And by episode 5, we've realised it's not working. We're having creative differences.
Sugar-free gummy bears have definitely been the winds that I've taken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm doing every single episode in this beanbag. I'm going to tell you right now.
Wow, let's see.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. My bum feels relaxed.
I'm going to eat that beanbag.
You're going to eat a beanbag.
so that I can then say, fake, I'm going to have to start eating fakeaways because I've put on 4 stone.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, this has been me, Jordan Ritchie, and my dad, Mark Ritchie. Thank you very much for listening. Keep us all up to date with the socials, just for the future content that's going to be coming up. Season 3, here we go. Want to say anything else? Last words?
If you eat those gummy bears, very careful with those gummy bears. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, check us out on... I'm just going to leave it at that. Check us out on the socials. Don't miss any future content, and we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Like Father, Like Son podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and you will be notified every time there's a new episode.